Cleary, who? We've got Jamie the Goat Goatfreeze. What a man. 74. He's averaging 73.7. Can you actually believe that he's doing that? And especially after the first 20 minutes, there was Humphreys at, -1 for a good portion of that first 15 minutes. And we also had Mamazelis, who was like 1 in 20 minutes as well. And Humphreys went well over a point a minute to end out the last 60 minutes. And Mamazelis went about a point a minute to finish this game off. So that was incredible from those two guys, and I'm very, very grateful. In this video, guys, I'm just going to go through the first two games of Saturday. I won't have enough time to get through. I'm doing this pretty late at night, and I'm off early tomorrow. I'm actually having a game of golf and traveling a bit for it, so with one of my good mates. So wish me luck for golf. I'm about a bogey golfer. Let me know in the comments if you're a bit of a hack or you're actually okay as well, and maybe guess my score. It's my first time playing like a actual comp type of game. It's a social golf one, but I imagine there's not Jamie Brown preferred lies. It's there's going to be rules around that. So I'm about a bogey golf. I don't play too often, but let me guess you how many over I'm going to score tomorrow. And if it's anything like the way that scoring has gone so far across this weekend, and then hopefully it is get a little bit more luck in my golf game than I have so far in this week in round 3. But there's 24 rounds to go. Just remember that, team. And I am on road again, as you can obviously tell if you are on video and audio as well. You wouldn't be getting that crystal clear quality, but actually sounds alright in this room at mum and dad's. Humphreys 74. What a legend. Got that quick tap as well and made 45 tackles. This guy is incredible. Missed a couple early, played a fair bit of 7 and then moved into the 13 role, and they suffered their first loss, which made sense. They're up 26-0 and managed to grab a couple of tries at the end, which was great. So shout out to Goatfreeze. Plenty of run meters in there at 77, 385 on the kicking boot as well. A couple of goals, picked up his try, but 45 tackles. We know that he can make them for sure, but to have 37 in net tackles with the 12 coming from the kicks, 7 from the running, it's just tremendous footy. 56 in base again, and for him to outscore basically everyone except Payne Haas and Terrell May in the first 3 rounds is a testament to the work that he's done the off season, because he definitely would not have been shipped off to the Bunnies, and Manly would have definitely kept him if they knew the quality that he possessed. So shout out to him. And a big shout out to Nicho Hynes on the other side. He really dominated that first half and slowed down a bit in the second as Sharks fell away a little bit, but 72 for him with the try, kicking goals, the try assist as well. Tackles were a little bit lower, but they had the ball plenty. Mamazelis almost eclipsed the 65 tackle mark. He went 63, missing 6 with 2 penalties as well. But we cannot complain with that type of base for Petey Boy. Just shows that the Sharkies had the ball a lot more than South. Now, Hynes is definitely a target for sure. The Sharks team is really, really strong, and him and Trindle are really controlling this team. Great. Trindle kicked for more in this game. Hynes also had some issues with a cork during the week, so that could have contributed to the lack of general play kicking, but shows that he was well enough to play, get the full 80 out, and do really well. So Hynes is going to be a target for sure. Under 800k, the 72 will keep his score going in the right. Keep his price back up in the right direction. But for him to be under 800k is a really nice price to look into over the next month or so for sure. Who's unlikely to make Origin? He'll definitely be in our sides. Could you go Cleary to him? Look, you could. Do you want to? I'm not sure. I think Payne Haas is the guy that you could trade like a Cleary to, and it's something that I will entertain. Nicho Hynes averaging 59. The last 2 have been better. He's also not playing Penrith on a regular basis, so there's a couple of things to think of with him, and we'll go through that in buy, hold, sell in the upcoming week. Ronaldo was 72, along with Kale Iro was 71, and for Iro to get that long range try, that hurt the soul, given how much I've talked him up, and I wish I did start with him, especially here in fantasy, but in Supercoach would have been the absolute beaut of a play at a nice price in the mid 600s there. But a 71 for Kale with 6 tackle breaks, great tackle numbers, 23 for 3 misses, got that try, picked up a line break just after that as well. So just great scoring across the board for him, and is scoring tries on the reg. So shout out to Kale. He's got 4 in the 3 games, which is what we saw this type of average when he scored tries in the back end of last year. Trindle 61 and Mamazella's 58. So if you haven't been playing Pete, get around it. Got the try saver as well for his 58. And hopefully by the time I do the Sunday wrap video, which is going to be the live stream, I'll be going through those 3 games now instead in the live stream tomorrow evening following the final game of the round at just after 8 o'clock at 8:05. So set your notifications on for that one. Can't wait to see you all answering some questions, but mainly just obviously going through those games, which will be good fun. And Pete, a good guy to own, a good guy to play, and he's averaging over 50 now at 376k is absolutely beaut. McInnes 53, doing a great job for anyone who has owned him. He's basically scoring what he's priced at, so can't complain too much with that. It's better than owning Isaiah Yeo or something like that who's lost cash. Adam Fanua-Blake, 51 minutes for 51, no tries in this one, and he a little bit lower than his try scoring game in round 1, but still a really solid score there. Unfortunate, obviously, that you have him in your team when he's scoring a little bit under what he is priced at, but I do think that you expected that. You should have expected that with the minutes drop, that he wasn't going to absolutely dominate regularly. Teague Wilton, 44 for him. Bit of a flaw game, given the 3 missed tackles and the 2 penalties for Wilton there. A little bit frustrating for sure if you are an owner of Teague, but not the end of the world at that price point. It's basically very close to what he's priced at right now. That 44. Campbell Graham is at 42 in his game. 3 offloads there, good tackle numbers, good run meters. So all base, which is nice, and he'll continue to improve, especially when I think Latrell does return in the next few weeks. And I'm very glad that Humphreys was able to continue his good scoring ways. Similar with Pete Mamazella, just keeps that break even low and allows them to make quick cash, so we can make some potential moves when we actually have trades that aren't forced with outs. And it does seem like this evening, was not as bad for injuries, just some low scores in there. And of course, we find out the news on Dylan Lucas that he's actually out for 6 weeks. So thanks, Adam O'Brien, for telling us that one in the press conference and not before the game, so people could make adjustments. But just know that it's a 6-weeker, which is likely a grade 2 hamstring tear there. Very frustrating. Colin Matangi, 41, just shows that he can go back-to-back pretty low ones after having good games. But there were some good moments for Keon in this one. Britton Nickera, 40 with a try and a line break. It's pretty gross. Hardly ran the footy. There's a lot going on in this side. There's a lot of good players, good scorers. And you saw that left-hand side with Molatalo and Calero got plenty of ball, and it was less on that right-hand side. Ramian had 126 run meters. Kennedy had plenty himself. Blake Brayley with a 40, and this one again, a lot of people talking him up, and he has the low one in him. And actually went off 73 minutes. Did anything actually happen, or did you just get a bit of a spell? I can't remember the end of that game. Let me know in the comments with Blakey. Ramian, 37. Same with Kennedy. He's had a really solid season to kick things off. We were laughing about him as an option this week. He's still got 37. I don't think the updates will be in yet as I'm doing this, not long after the last game. Arrow, 36. A bit annoying. Duncan, 34. So good to see him actually get out and play good minutes after the injury that he did suffer. How poor has David Moale been? Seriously, to have no offloads, no tackle breaks, hardly running the footy. It's been a really strange start to the year for Davy. He's actually gone backwards in the end. Didn't expect that at all. Jai Gray off for 10 minutes as well. In this one, a little bit annoying. 26 was his score. Probably expected that he was going to go a bit lower against the better teams, but after a couple of 50s to kick things off, that is definitely frustrating. And then, Talakai, Havili, Tass, 22. Just been a slow start for him. As we were worried about that it could happen. Wyden with a try and 14. Stone Street with a no try and a 14. And Ravalawa moves to the Bunnies and kicks off his campaign with a 16 and a line break. So there you go. That is that first game. And we'll go straight to that second one before we go and hit the sack. All right. Dolphins and my captain, Tigers, Terrell May. I fortunately got this tip, which is nice. Good 4 tries in a row for the Tigers. Good on them. Dolphins, a really tough loss to to handle, given they were really in this, and they were dominating this game, to be fair, for the first half and a bit, and first half and like first 60 minutes, to be fair. And the Titans dominated their clash as well, with the Knights playing pretty poor, especially Greg and Ponga didn't play great, and I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that own both. I'm personally just a Ponga owner, and there'll be a bunch that still own Lucas as well. So, yeah, not great, but we'll just go through this Dolphins and Tigers clash there, and shout out to the Tigers for getting another good win. Herbie Farnworth showing why he was a terrific guy to start with in fantasy, averaging 62 across the first 3 games with a try assist and a try in this one. 8 tackle breaks, 3 offloads, 200 metres. How good is he? He's a freak. Talking about freaks, Terrell May, his lowest score of the year of 70. Disappointing. 42 tackles, 1 miss, just the 1 offload, 1 tackle break, 2 turnover tackles, and 187 run meters. He is incredible. 1 penalty, 1 miss. It's easy as they come for Terrell, and it's a terrific captaincy option. And thankfully, he didn't disappoint and go like a 40 or 50. Given there's a lot of Payne Haas captainers out there, they've got 106. At least we're 36 behind that, plus the points of not owning Haas, which let's just say it's Haas or Isaiah Yeo, or in my case, Haas or buying Jaden Campbell, which was a win. Thank goodness for that. It got me up and about when he looked like he was going to go over and score when he pierced the gap or picked the gap. So that was good stuff on on his one. Very happy with that. But we'll get to that in the next game in the next video. But Terrell May 70, happy days, captaincy, great. Shout out to Coruscant as well for really just dominating at the end of this game, going try assist to my boy, Alex Seyfarth. And then the try himself, which was awesome work. Great leadership for Coruscant. Alex Seyfarth picked up the try, picked up the tackle breaks in that as well. But 32 tackles, 4 misses is pretty low and frustrating in this one. But the Tigers did have a decent amount of ball there for sure. In amongst that, you hope for that 40 tackles for Seyfarth on a regular basis, because he's not often going to get the attack. But in this one, he was able to get that try, and he did pick up a turnover tackle in there as well. So 56 for Seyfarth. He gets the cash gains rolling now after a slow start. He's now got his average up to 42.3, which is great, and gets things pushing in the right direction. So happy days there. Daniel Saifidi picks up a 56 here, and he's averaging 46.5 for the season. Priced at 450 to kick things off. He's definitely exceeding where he was expected to be. I thought maybe the 45 to 50 minutes, but the PPM has been fairly high, which is good for him. Isaiah Kantoa continues to propel up the rankings for guys that have been most improved, averaging 58.3 with 8 tackle breaks in this one, and massive kick meters and run meters of 93 and 472. So well done, Isaiah Katoa. Just the 6 players there that eclipsed 50 in this fantasy game. Twali with 48 in 51. So he's been rock solid to kick things off. He's got another, close to 100K to make. If he continues this over the next, 2 to 4 weeks, that would be impressive for him, especially with that consistency that he is showing. And yeah, not too much else to say. Plathie played 71 minutes. There was an interesting role with him and Gilbert. Gilbert ended up moving out to the edge very quickly into this game, sort of that 20 odd minutes. And then you saw him hanging out on that edge, which for his base stats, I suppose it was okay in one sense, but not great in another. And of course, as soon as I buy him, he goes back-to-back 40s, which is just typical. And shockingly, exactly what my preseason analysis said. And then he came out like an absolute psychopath. Psycho Gilbert, Psycho Tom in that first game, and then he hasn't showed that tendency to go cray-cray ever since that first game. So lower tackles, he does not have a tackle breaking or offloading bone in his body right now after since we traded him in, which happens that way. And Plath, a good bounce back for him. Gilbert's a frustrating one, but at the moment, green dots, we cannot be looking to sell anything like that. There's too many outs. Plathie 47, as we said, just an okay game. Solid hold. Marshall King 60 minutes. He's not a guy that you want to have in your side longer term, but he's scoring basically where he's priced at, so that's fine, I suppose, at this point. Samuel Afenu 73 minutes for him. Went off right at the end, limping, I believe. 44 for him. Completely fine. Galvin with 41 in this game for him. 12 tackles, 3 offloads as he does. Good kick meters, 146 run meters. And look out for Jerome Luai. He's getting cheaper and cheaper by the dozen, that's for sure. Gilbert the 40, yeah. It's not great, but what can we do? Thought Bostock was really good. Did have a couple of errors in there, but yeah, it's good to see him out there. Back, being an important member of this side. You got Taruva's double again, so triple into a double for him, but still a lower score there. Adam Dewey, 35. No attacking stats, 5 goals. Fine, I suppose, for that price. And what he's completed and done so far. Not too much else to say there. I think Stafford Toa has actually gone up to 33, which is nice. I think he probably should have had a turnover tackle, which they probably gave, but 3 missed tackles, 2 errors. He had an offload there that, could have been a try, and it just ended up going on the ground. So a few things, bits and pieces like that were annoying, but good to see him get 2 try assists on that right-hand side. And I think him next to Taruva is a good little combo. And it does sound like, talks around Taylor May have gone cold for now, so that's good. He'll make some cash. If he's up at 33 with the update, then that's awesome. If it stays at 28, it's a little bit frustrating with 2 try assists, but it wasn't a game for him. No offloads, no tackle breaks, and he ended up being up against Herbie. So they flicked that around in the end with, I was going to say Jesse Arthurs with what's his name? Oh, probably haven't got to him yet, that's why. Where is he? Sarko and Averillo. How did I forget Averillo? Averillo moved to the other side there. So yeah, Stafford will be fine. Skelton with an injury, it sounded like it was going to be knee, and then it turns out it's hamstring is the problem. And you did see him there with ice on the hamstring. So 27 in 49 minutes with a line break. Frustrating, probably more for super coaches, I think, than in fantasy, only 1% owned, but a really, really solid outing before that, which is tough. And looks like he'll probably have to be sold, but we'll find out some news. Hopefully it won't be like Dylan Lucas and we're getting offer scans. Hopefully it's minor. To be fair, when they say hopefully it's minor, it probably isn't minor. So yeah, Toa 33, we'll take it. Luai 27, just keep an eye on him, averaging 33.7. He'll definitely come good and hit somewhere in the mid-40s average, but that is not today. Finafuaki, I thought, yeah, gee, he looked good in a couple of runs, but no tackle breaks, no offloads, 22 tackles. Good run meters, I'm really happy with that, but for him to have 22 tackles in 66 minutes, not good at all. And I was really interested and excited for him, but if he did go Finn over, I doubt many people would have, but if you went Finn over Wong, you'd be absolutely spewing at this point. Yeah, hopefully he bounces back. He did have a week and a half off, so he should do. Buller 23, Jack Bird 23 in 53 minutes. That's just gross. The tackle numbers just aren't there for him, which I expected they would. And yeah, he's definitely a guy that you could sell. Again, he's a green dot though. That's the problem. Sarko 22, pretty rough. Just wasn't a guy to target this year with the team just not being great. And they haven't really had anyone outstanding that they've had to come up against either. So that's tough. Kurt Donahue got the 30 minutes, but base stats were down and had -8 there, which is tough. Sione Fainu in there, not Samuela, with 21. Royce Hunt, 18 and 26, gross. Hammer, 18 and 80. 87 run meters for your best player. You need to give him more ball. Nothing much else to say on that. Get your best player more ball. That's it. Oren Keeley, 5 in his 18 minutes, and Averillo 17 in his 80. So yeah, not happening for Averillo this week. He has been better in others, but yeah, it wasn't to be. So there you go. We'll leave it at those two guys. As I said, late at night, we'll be home tomorrow evening for the live stream. You'll get the good audio. We'll get some good stuff in there as well. So thanks so much for checking in for this one. I hope that was helpful for you. A few interesting players, a few relevant players in both of these games. I hope this, as I said, you've gotten through this week okay. With the 2 games to go, there's 24 rounds to go, which is wild. And just shows that if you can, have a good 3 rounds, then we can all have a good, 6 rounds in a row and go right over the top of all these guys and that are ahead of you right now. And those with Payne Haas, and yes, you bought them if you buy Haas next week, you're buying it at a more expensive price. You missed out on the scores, but a lot of people have done that with guys like Humphreys and these types of, some of the cash cows and mid-range guys that are doing well. Everyone's missed out on someone. Everyone's got someone that someone else doesn't have that's doing well. So leave it at that, guys. That's my advice for tonight. 24 rounds to go. Plenty to come. And yeah, we'll see how it all goes tomorrow. Good luck with everything, and we'll see you in that live stream just after the games at 8:05. See you, team.